Assalamu alaikum, boys and girls. Welcome back to a new lesson with Plain Learn Arabic with Koko. It has been a while and we already finished step 1 and step 2. And today we're going to start step 3, which is the last step, and you're going to start reading. I promise. We've been practicing your alphabet, the shapes, and your makharij. If you did, you will be good at this step. If you still have problems with your alphabet, the shapes or the original shape, please do review your alphabet. Make sure you know them like your name before you start step 3. Because step 3, if you don't know the alphabet, you cannot do anything. Step 3 is just like, driving a car and you follow the signs on the street. Stop, go, turn left, turn right, go straight, turn, and all these signs on the Arabic alphabet. It helps you to move your mouth or your tongue up, down, left, right, and so on and so forth. So if you don't know the letter ba, how can you move your mouth to ba or bru or b? You have to know the sound. So make sure you know your alphabet, and then start on step 3. I may go a little bit fast, so you may need to divide one video into different classes or different times, or you may need to watch it many times. For the purpose of taping, I will teach maybe 2-3 lessons together, but they will be related. And Koko have been practicing very well. He knows now all his alphabet, as well as our friends here. They know all the alphabet. I made sure they know them very well before we go to step 3. And also parents and teachers at home, please make sure they know the alphabet. And if you are following like a Sunday school system and you take off in the summer, I guarantee you, when they come back in the fall, they have no clue of the alphabet or the shape or anything, especially if they did not practice in the break. So make sure to go like 2-3 weeks back and review the alphabet, review the shapes, review the sound, review the makharij. Then you go and start. And in my book, I have planned for that. So you're gonna find 2 lessons, 2 classwork and 2 homework that review the first 2 steps. So do these 2 lessons first before you start on lesson 3. Lesson 3 is going to be about the first lesson in step 3, which we're going to do today. We're not going to do the review because we have reviewed enough. But for schools that take off in the summer, please go back and review at least 2 classes before you start on the step 3. So, my friends, are you ready? Are you excited? Good. Let's go and see what Koko's up to. He is so happy. He told me this morning, I cannot wait till I start today step 3, because step 3 is your first step in the last step. You got it? You have 3 stairs, and the last stair, step 3, it has so many steps. When you reach the end of step 3, you'll be reading the Quran, inshallah. Okay, at least knowing how to read the word. Of course, you need to know the Tajweed, but you will know how to read the word at least without Tajweed. But you can figure out any Arabic word by step 3, by the end of step 3. So let's go to our classroom and see what Koko is up to. Okay, let's go. And my friends too, let's go. Assalamu alaikum, Koko. How are you today? Are you okay? You are still excited? I know. It must be very exciting for you too at home, especially if you are waiting for, if you have been waiting for a long time to start reading. But today we were going to do the first step. Okay, are you ready for step 3? Let's go. And after I erase the board, remember I used to make lines? I bet you don't know how to write on the line. So I'm not going to make lines for you anymore because you are now a big kid. You know how to write on the line. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to write straight, no lines. Thank God. Okay, so today we're going to have, on step 3, okay, we're going to have lesson 1. Lesson 1. Before we start lesson 1, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to relate this to the English language, because if the English language is your main language or your mother tongue, so it helps a lot when you relate the English to Arabic. It works most of the time, but not all of them. But if you know the relationship between some of the symbols, you will be able to adjust yourself to the Arabic language. You know, in English, we have something called short vowels. In Arabic also we have short vowels. But in Arabic, we don't have letters. In English, for example, we have a short vowels in English. We have a letter A, I, O, U, E. And these are all the short vowels in English, right? In Arabic, we don't have letters. We have symbols. And these symbols, they correlate to the letters in English. You will understand what I mean when we start in our lesson. But I guess we need to understand that in Arabic we have also short vowels, and that's why lesson 1 is going to be about the short vowels. Okay. How many you have in English? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least, right? In Arabic we have only 3 short vowels. Easy, right? Okay, we have a short vowel that correlates to letter A. I'm gonna say A because sometimes the E also may sound up, but let us keep it simple. And one corresponds to the O or a U, and one corresponds to the I or the E. Okay? So to make this thing easier, let us make them together. So now we know. So we have either A or E, I or E, and O or U. These are give us some similarities. So in Arabic we have symbols instead of letters. So let us start with the first one. A or E, any one of them, it depends on the word. The first one, of course, A makes an A sound. Same thing in Arabic. If you have a letter Alif, okay, Ba, Ta, Tha. Let us do with this. And I want to say A, or I want to say Ba, or I want to say Ta, or I want to say Tha. I will put a symbol on the top of the letter that tell me say Ba, Ta, Tha, and so on and so forth. If I want to translate this to the English vowel, this Tha is going to be just like writing, putting an A on top. Same thing. In English we write T-H-A, Tha. One A is a short vowel. Okay? So if I took this A out and I put a Fatha, You like it? It's neat, right? Sometimes when I was in college and in the science, sometimes we have very hard vocabularies or long vocabulary, and it's hard, especially Greek words, or it's hard to remember how to pronounce. I used to put on the letters Fatha, Damma, and all these Arabic symbols so I can pronounce it right, and it worked all the time. So it is only just to make you understand what I mean by a Fatha. Instead of Fatha, we have an A or E in English. Okay? And this sign on the top, we call it Fatha. Fatha. Okay? The sign on the top, all of them we call it Fatha. You need to know how to pronounce the letter though with the Fatha, because Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha. Alif is, some kids they say Alifa. No, it's wrong. Is the first sound you hear when you pronounce the letter, is the one that you're going to move it with the symbol. For example, Alif, end with Fa. I don't want the Fa. Alif, Ba, Ba, easy. Ta, Ta, Tha, Tha. Jim, it's not Jima, it is Jim, J, J, J. So if you know the sound of the letter, you just move that sound up. J, J. How long is the sound is also very important. Short vowels, they last, or the sound lasts only for 1 second, or we call it in Arabic 1 haraka. Haraka is the time it takes to open a finger, or one finger from a fist. This is 1 haraka. This is 2 haraka. This is 3 haraka. It corresponds to seconds, if you say. So the Fatha, or all the short vowels, it takes you 1 second only. If you say ba, you're right. If you say ba, it is wrong. You do not make it long. If you make it long, it's gonna take you to other thing we're gonna learn next time. But don't make it long. Just practice. Ba, ta, tha. Okay? J, ha, kha, da, tha, ra, za, sa, sha, sa, da, ta, va, a, gha, fa, qa, ka, la, ma, na, ha, wa, and ya. So it takes you only 1 second to say it. Don't say ba. No, it's ba. B-A, ba. Ta, T-A. Okay? So this is the first one, Fatha. And the symbol is a short line on the top of the letter. Let's practice with words, okay? Let's practice with words. If I say here the word, let's erase the top part so you can see more. So today's first one is number 1. We're gonna have Fatha. Okay, which is if you have a letter, it's a symbol on the top of a letter. Okay, so this is correspond to a letter. Let's write the word kharaja. Remember, kha, ra, ja. Kha, and you have your symbol. Let us take it out. Kha, ra, ja. Okay. That's easy. You're reading now. It's just moving your mouth up. So Fatha is just like you've been sitting in a chair and you stand up. Ha. Okay? Ra. Ja. If I want to correspond this to English, let's do it this way. I like to relate this thing to English for you because you may understand better. If you put this A on top, Ra, A on top, just like that. Or if I can write it in English, I can write Ha and then A here, right? Ra and then Ja. Of course it looks weird because in Arabic we write from right to left. In English we do left to right. So it's just like Ha, Ra, Ja. Got it? So, but we don't want to use this way. It's only to make you understand. So, let's try one more word. Da, kha, la. Fatha on the dal, kha, fatha, lam, fatha. Da, kha, la. Dakhala. Dakhala. Let's do maybe sa, ja, da. Sa, ja, da. So sin fatha, sa. Jim fatha, ja. Dal fatha, da. Sajada. And so on. So that is that easy, but it may take you a while to practice. You need to read a lot of words, you need to know your alphabet, and you need to know the sound that each letters make. And in the book I have written all the alphabet with the fatha and the other symbols too. So let's move to the second one, which is the second one, the second short vowel, number 2, is called Kasrah. And it is opposite to Fatha. In Fatha we say A, in Kasrah we say I. Got it? And it is the second, this is number 1, the second one. Okay. Imagine saying hill. The word hill. Bill. So if you took the I out, it's just like putting a symbol on the bottom. Hill, bill, same thing. Okay? So a kasra is a symbol or a short line under the letter that tells you to move your mouth down or sound, break it down. I, I, I. Like hill, bi, bill, and so on. So let's practice with the letters. Again, alif, ba, ta, sa. I'm going to put the mark or the symbol of the kasra on the bottom. So this is going to be I, B, T, Thi. And again, the rule of the short vowel, kasra, is short sound. It's one haraka, 1 second. I, B, T, Thi, J, Hi, Khi, Di, Thi, Ri, Zi, Si, Shi, Si, Di, Ti, Vi, Ai, Ri, Fi, Qi, Ki, Li, Mi, Ni, Hi, We, Yi. So it is only one haraka or 1 second. And again, like I said earlier, it is alif. It's end with the f sound, I will only move the sound I hear first. When I say alif, a, I. Jim, G. The first sound I hear when I say jim is j, j. So it's going to be G, G, G. And for example, kaf. Sound for kaf with kasra going to be ki, ki. And again, in the book you find all alphabet with the kasra. So kasra is a short vowel, correspond to I or E in English, or it can, in the fatha can have A and E, like sometimes in English use E as A too. Don't confuse that, but it's just an example. Let's do it with words. I'm going to use the same word I used before. In the beginning, the word I used before, they had meaning, but now, because I want to make it all kasra, you're going to find a word that have all kasras, but I'm going to just use it for example. If I use the word, same one before, but instead of putting fathas, I'm going to put kasra. So it's going to be ha kasra, ra kasra, and jim kasra. So how are you going to read this? Khi, ri, ji. Khi, ri, ji. Okay? If I want to use a dal, ha, and lam. And then you put a mark on the bottom. Kasra, dal kasra, di. Ha kasra, khi. Lam kasra, li. Di, khi, li. Dikhi. Waw kasra, jim kasra, and dal kasra. Waw kasra, jim kasra, and dal kasra is going to be we, g, d. We, g, d. Got it? And that's all about the kasra. It's just like if you will write it in English, we're going to write maybe ha. Okay? Okay? Ra. Khi, ri, ji. Of course, opposite to English. And that's all about the kasra. We will practice more. I just want you to have the idea of this. The third short vowel, and the last one in Arabic, it corresponds to the O or the U in English. Okay? Let us take a word in English that have maybe, let's see the book here. Let's take the word full. Full. F-U-L-L. Full. Okay? If I to take this U out, I will put a symbol on top like a small vowel. And it's going to read full too. So this symbol or this short vowel, the third short vowel, is called Damma. Okay, and Damma means to circle your lips, to put things in a circle. So let's practice with again the alphabet. We have alif, ba, ta, and tha. If I want to put the symbol Damma on top to make an u or bu sound, we're gonna have u. Bu, tu, thu. And again, Damma is a short vowel, and the rule for Damma is short sound, and it is one haraka or 1 second. So we're gonna read u, bu, tu, thu, ju, hu, hu, du, thu, ju, Hu. Oh, I'm sorry. U, bu, tu, thu, ju, hu, khu, du, zu, ru, zu, su, shu, su, du, tu, dhu, u, gu, fu, qu, ku, lu, mu, nu, hu, wu, you. So it's just like opening your tongue one time, like this. It takes 1 second. And if you say oo, boo, it's wrong. You cannot do that. So be careful when you practice your short vowel. Just use your fingers. They're going to help you, either one you want. If you feel comfortable doing your index or the thumb, whatever you feel. Oo, boo, tu, su, ju. If you want to read the word, ha, ra, ja. Kharaja, ha, ra, ja. So move your fingers to help you keep up with your speed. And after a while, it's going to be like your second nature. So let us practice now with words. And as I did earlier, I'm going to use the same word I used before, so you can relate them together. And then we're going to make a chart and put all of them together. If I say ha, ra, and ji, and then I put a mark, Damma on the ha, Damma on the ra, Damma on the ji, and try to read it. Hu, ru, ju. Hu, ru, ju. Hu, ru, ju. If I want to write dal, Damma, ha, Damma, and lam, Damma, it's going to be dal, Damma, ha, Damma, lam, Damma. It's going to be what? Du, hu, lu. Dukhulu. 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 Wow, jim, dal. Wow, Damma, jim, Damma, dal, Damma. It's going to be wujudu. 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 And that's all for our Damma. It's easy. You just remember the sound either go up or go down or go in a circle. Okay, I'm going to give you a challenge word that's it's going to have the 3 sounds together. And if you can read it, you know your short vowels. Can you read this? Give you 5 seconds to try to figure it out. Okay, Zayn with Damma, Mim with Kasra, and Lam with Fatha. So we know the Damma, we circle our mouths with the sound of the letter, with the first sound we hear. So it's going to be Ayn, Damma, Ru. Mim, first sound is me. Kasra, mi. Lam, first sound is la, with Fatha, la. U, mi, la. Umila. Umila. Got it? Let's do one more word. Yeah, kaf, ta, and ba. It's gonna be kaf, Damma, ta, Kasra, ba, Fatha. It's gonna be ku, kaf, Damma, ku, ta, Kasra, ti, ba, Fatha, ba. Kutiba. Kutiba. Just like traffic sign. Go uphill, downhill, turn left, turn right. It's just you move your mouth. Ku, circle, ti, down, back, up. Okay? And sometime you may need to make words that have no meanings, because if you want to just play around, you can For example, I'm going to put any three letters. I'm going to put them together. It doesn't have meaning. Maybe Jim, Sin, Wow. Okay. I'm going to put Kasra in the Jim, Damma, maybe Fatha, and Damma on the Wow. We're going to be Jim Kasra, J, Sin Fatha, Sa, Jisa, Jisa. Wow, Damma, Wu. Okay, wow, w, w, wa, wa. The first sound you hear for the wow is w. With Damma, it's gonna be wu, wu. Jisawu, jisawu. Of course, this have no any meaning, but I just wanted to show you that it's about just moving the letters together with the symbol you see. Jisawu, jisawu. Is that easy? If you really practice on this and put a lot of letters together, you can make so many letters, more than 3, and try to just sound them out, to practice the sound. I have in my class, the kids they just like to play around, and they ask me, can we put the whole alphabet and join? I think yes you can, but it won't have any meaning, but you have to just put the whole alphabet and just put random marks and just try to pronounce it. Okay? But I don't recommend that, and it's just waste of time. You only need to work with words because you need to know how to pronounce them together in a certain speed. So umila, kutiba, jisawu, and so on. Okay, let's review all we had today. Okay, let's review all what we had today and try to put it together. Let us do, we have 3 short vowels. Number 1, let's do from the right. Number 1, we say we have Fatha. Okay. Number 2, so we have Kasrah. And number 3, so we have Damma. Okay. I'm going to put an example of the mark with a letter. Suppose we have letter Ba, and this is the Fatha. Okay? Letter Ba again, and this is the Kasrah. Letter Ba again. This is the Damma. If you write this in English, it's gonna be. Let's do this. B and A, which correspond. This A correspond to what? To the Fatha. Got it? B. And this I corresponds to the Kasrah. B. Okay, and then B, U. And this U corresponds to what? To the Damma. So, Ba, B, Bu. So let's write words with Fatha. So can someone tell me where we should put the Fatha? On the top. So I'm going to say Waw Fatha Wa, Sad Fatha Sa, Lam Fatha La, Wasala. Wa Sa Da, Wasala. Ha Fatha Ha, Ra Fatha Ra, Ba Fatha Ba, Ha Ra Ba, Haraba. Sin Fatha Sa, Jim Fatha Ja, Dal Fatha Da, Sajada. and it's all about the Fatha. Let's do word with Kasra. I'm going to put the same word again, so you'll be able to figure it out. Okay. For a while, we're going to be writing words that may have no meaning. Not all the time, but sometimes we need to write the words that has no meaning because we need to compare the sounds. So if I instead of Fatha, I'm going to put a Kasra here, Kasra here, Kasra here. So Waw Kasra wi, Sad Kasra si, Lam Kasra li, Wissili, Wissili. Here with Fatha it was Wasala, Wissili. Got it? Now Ha Kasra hi, Ra Kasra ri, Ba Kasra bi, Hiribi, Hiribi. And we remember from our Arabic, the Ra when it comes with a Kasra, it is letter of istifal, it's like a soft letter. Like you don't say ri, you say ri. It's soft. Istifal letter, ri. Of course, Ra is not from the istifal letters, but it pronounced with tarqiq, softness, when it has a Kasra. For now, there are more rules, but for now, when you see it like this, don't say hiribi, say hiribi, hiribi. Here, hara, ra, haraba, haraba. So this is the first rule in Tajweed. Of course, we're not doing Tajweed now, but it's good to throw small tricks like this every now and then, so it will help you when you go to the actual Tajweed. Again, Sin Kasra Si, Jim Kasra G, Dal Kasra D. CGD, CGD, CGD. It was with Fatha. It was Sajada, CGD. Okay. Now let's write the same words. Let's write them with the Damma. And again, this is going to be correspond to that. So let's write the same word. So we're going to have a Damma on the Waw. Waw Damma Wu. Sad Damma Su. Lam Damma Lu. Wusulu. Wusulu. Ha Damma Hu. Ra Damma Ru. Ba Damma Bu. Hurubu. Hurubu. Of course, these two columns don't have any meaning. Sin Damma Su. Jim Damma Ju. Dal Damma Du. Sujudu. Sujudu. And that's all for our shore vowels. But you need to remember, shore vowels, they are the rule for shore vowels are the rule for shore vowel is short sound. It's one haraka, and a haraka is the time it takes to open your one finger from a closed fist, like this. So ba, bu, bi. And if you try to put this in a song, it will help. And I heard a very nice story over the internet, and I don't want to claim this for me. It was a very nice lady. I can remember the name of the site, but when I was looking one day, she told there's like a cartoon thing, the alphabet story. And they were sitting in a classroom, and she told them, today I'm going to tell you a story. And actually she said, today we're going to go in a picnic, of course. So the whole alphabet, they were so happy because they're going into a picnic. So while they were getting ready, so she said, oh, it's very hot today, so we need to put on our umbrella. So you need to wear your cap on. So this young lady who was telling the story, she was saying all the alphabet, they wore their cap or the hat, whatever, on their head because it was very hot. And they were going to the bus because it was so hot. They were singing a, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, kha, da, tha, ra, za, sa, sha, sa. Da, ta, va, a, ga, fa, qa, كلمناها ويا. And they were all happy. Then they went to the park. And then when they went to the park, after they played, they need to sit down and take their lunch. So they had their mat. So they opened their mat, roll it, and they put it on the ground, and they sat on it. And then they sang. See, you got it? The Kasra is the mat in the bottom. And they sang A, B, T, C, G, H, H, D, Z, R, Z, C, Sh, S, D, T, Z, I, R, F, T, K, L, M, N, H, W, Y. And they're all happy. And then while they're eating their lunch, after they're done, and then the teacher said, oh, it's so cloudy and it's going to rain, so let's go. And while they were packing their stuff, it started to rain. And then everybody, they opened their umbrella. You know, umbrella kind of around? So they opened their umbrella and they put it over their head and they ran to the bus and they were singing. Umbrella, the Damma is umbrella. U, bu, tu, su, ju, hu, hu. Do, do, ru, zu, su, shu, su. Do, 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 o, ru, fu, ku. Ku, lu, mu, nu, hu, wu, yu. And they all were happy and they went back to their school. Like the story? If you like to see the story, I remember the site name, but you can just search the alphabet story about the harakat, or you will find it. So, and that's all for today. Please practice your short vowels. Or I want to say something at the end. I forgot. I should have mentioned it in the beginning. Short vowels. It's called in Arabic al-mad al-qasir. I'm sorry. It is called al-mad al-qasir. It is the short mad, or mad means like elongation. So you elongate, but in short time. So al-mad al-qasir. This is for the people who cannot read Arabic without symbols. So short vowels, or al-mad al-qasir. And when we meet again next time, I expect that you know what is Fatha, what is Kasra, and what is Damma. I expect you to know they are called short vowels, correspond to A, I, U in English, and the Arabic name is al-mad al-qasir. And I expect you to know the sound. So take your time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Don't rush it. Just keep practicing till you can read any word with the 3 symbols, and try to mix and match. Maybe you can put one word with the 3 harakas, and then we can move next time to something closer to this. But if you don't understand this very well, you're going to confuse them. So till I see you next time, keep practicing. I say to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.